Right now, we're facing a man-made disaster of global scale. Our greatest threat in thousands of years, climate change. If we don't take action, the collapse of our civilizations and the extinction of much of the natural world is on the horizon.
When people talk about climate change, they usually focus on governments, oil companies, or activists. Climate summits, emission targets, public protests. But one of the most powerful forces shaping our energy future isn't at the negotiating table at all. Because what if I told you that the real gatekeeper of the energy transition isn't politicians or environmental groups, but insurance companies? Not because they want to save the planet, but because they're paid to measure risk. And climate change has made entire industries uninsurable. Global insurance companies manage tens of trillions of dollars in assets and underwriting exposure. They insure power plants, pipelines, ports, shipping routes, data centers, entire cities. If a project can't be insured, it usually can't get financed. And if it can't get financed, it doesn't get built. So this gives insurers enormous leverage over what kinds of energy infrastructure exist in the first place. Unlike governments, insurers don't make speeches, they make spreadsheets. And all those spreadsheets are increasingly saying the same thing. Certain fossil fuel projects are no longer worth the risk. Insurance underwriting is where this power becomes concrete. When an insurer refuses coverage, a project often collapses overnight. And over the last few years, major insurers like Allianz, AXA, and Swiss Re have pulled coverage from new coal mines, oil sands projects, and long-term fossil fuel infrastructure in high-risk regions. This isn't because of politics, but because of the climate volatility that's increasing the probability of catastrophic loss. Floods, wildfires, hurricanes, and heat waves, they don't just damage assets, they make future losses unpredictable. And this creates a new category insurers call uninsurable risk. And once something is deemed uninsurable, markets treat it as radioactive. Insurance companies don't just underwrite risk, they invest premiums. And those investment portfolios are massive. So as climate risk rises, insurers are quietly shifting capital away from fossil fuels and towards renewables, infrastructure hardening, and climate-resilient projects. This isn't virtue signaling, it's financial survival. Fossil fuel assets increasingly face stranded asset risk, regulatory uncertainty, and long-term demand decline. So purely from a risk perspective, renewable energy starts to look boring. And boring is exactly what insurers want. Insurance influence cuts both ways. Some insurers slow the transition by protecting existing fossil fuel assets that they're already exposed to. Others accelerate it by refusing to insure new projects altogether. And meanwhile, the shareholders, the activists, they're pressuring the insurers to align underwriting policies with climate goals. So the result is fragmented but a powerful signal. The cost of climate risk is being priced in, whether governments act or not. As renewable infrastructure scales, insurance becomes even more important. Offshore wind farms, grid-scale batteries, hydrogen production, none of these exist without risk coverage. In this way, insurers are becoming something like de facto climate regulators, not through laws, but through economics. They don't ban fossil fuels, they simply make them too expensive to sustain. The energy transition isn't being decided only at climate summits or in parliaments. It's being shaped quietly, relentlessly, by risk calculations. Insurance companies may never call themselves climate leaders, but their decisions are already redrawing the map of what's possible. And understanding that hidden leverage matters, because power doesn't always announce itself. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, check out some of our other videos or leave a comment below. And remember to subscribe to The Hidden Media.